I want to see, hey, I have you money, but instead of saying you, I want other kids to have an experience that made me what I am today. I want other people to have this shit too. And I'm willing to spend $45 million of my own you money to do that.
Close it out with talk about some Casa Bonita Mi Amor.
Yeah.
So you just watched this week, right? It's been a few weeks since I've seen it. But,
I just watched it like 4 or 5 days ago, I think.
Yeah, what do you think of it?
Dude, it was like,
I thought it was fantastic.
It was really good. I knew Casa Bonita was a real thing because after that episode where Cartman goes to Casa Bonita, was it all worth it? Totally. I looked, it's like, is this a real place? It was like, yeah, it's a real place. I was like, holy shit. I knew it was real. And then I remember reading something on, they bought, when did they buy it?
Is that a new website?
When did it? No, it wasn't on, no, dude.com. If I type in right now, Wes, where would I go? What would happen?
No, don't do
I'm
it.
not doing it. Would I go to Casa Bonita? But no, when did they buy this restaurant? Was it like 2020?
2021. It says,
okay.
Yeah, so they purchased the restaurant for $3.1 million in September 2021.
Okay, that was it.
It closed during the pandemic, and they filed Chapter 11 bankruptcy in April 2021, and then they purchased the restaurant, like the building, for $3.1 million in September of that year. So,
yeah. Okay, so I thought it was awesome that, for one thing, Trey and Matt, in my opinion, that's something you can tell. The people that make the most fun of things actually have the biggest hearts because they can still see the bigger picture. You can point out shit, but you don't have to disparage things. And with that being said, they're like, who the else was going to put $45 million into some, and they only did that because they had great memories growing up there. And they so who the running the country and that puppeteering them ain't gonna do that shit. They're not gonna put $45 million into a beloved eatery that literally, dude, if that place didn't exist, would we even have South Park? You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying is, so these guys are like, holy, this was everything to us. Let's give something back. Now they may not have wanted to put $45 million back into this motherfucker. And you could tell because Trey Parker has less hair than I do nowadays, but like still the how much he gave a shit. And then when they're later on when they're going over the characters and how it should be and how things should feel, they give enough of a shit. Now, with all that being said though, let me ask you this. How much do you think it would cost? Let's say me and you wanted to go and eat there tomorrow. How much do you think, without looking it up, it would cost just for us to get a ticket to go eat there?
I can't imagine it being
under.
I can't imagine it. Yeah,
it won't be under 100.
Yeah,
because it's gonna be like medieval times, I would assume, because it's an experience. You get this entire you get all this stuff included, and it was like, so and with the money they put into it, they're going to want to make their money back. Plus the cost of eggs is exorbitant, and there's eggs in breads, but dude, and then they have a goddamn actual like chef that chef, did you notice that she had a Mega Man tattoo on her arm? Did you notice that?
Yeah. That was baller, I was like, shit. Lucas.
Yeah. No,
it was her, man, right?
I couldn't tell because it was just a little bit, it wasn't like a 1080p, it was a little pixelated. Dude, that would have been the shit though. That's even cooler if it was her. If it was her face on there.
I think it was her as Mega Man.
Dude, that's fun. I don't know. I love how much, I don't know. Like when we was kids, like you buy a Nintendo if I was wearing this t-shirt in 1997, I get swirly. Nintendo's Sorry, I shouldn't say that, but that's what they would say. I'm not trying to disparage anybody. And now it's like the head chef of Casa Bonita that we're paying shit tons of money for has a Mega Man tattoo on her arm right there. I don't know. That just tickles my heart, just that little detail, but still. Yeah. And then, god damn though, the amount of shit they had to do. If they touch this wire wrong, they're getting electrocuted. The divers, they're just gonna die.
Well, the shit, they go in this little thing, and there's the circuit breakers right there, and oh my god.
Jesus Christ.
So the divers dive off. Underwater, they swim through here with all these mechanical pipes trying not to get their suit hooked on them.
Yeah.
They immediately step into here, and there's hundreds of amps of power while your feet are wet on this concrete floor directly to your left right here.
So then they took all that and said, like, hey, now you have this big open area and there's a whole private shower. Holy shit. I'm just glad that they spent that kind of money. But dude,
it's wild how up that place was. Like, and that one of my favorite moments in the documentary is where Trey Parker was there in person, and he was video chatting Matt Stone, and he would show him how up something was, and then Matt Stone would go,
he's just laughing the whole time. Yeah, Matt always nervously chuckles when something's wrong.
Yeah, Trey Parker's, I could tell him I had cancer, and he would laugh about it.
Yeah. Oh my god.
That was funny.
Every single air duct looks like here. So Matt and I would laugh like that no matter what, even if it was like, I just got back from my cancer screening.
They got few money though, but that is quite an investment, because what was their original budget for that? It's been a while since I watched
$5 million, I think. It was like 5 million. It was literally like $5 million.
And it turned out to be 45 million. God damn.
I keep saying I know it was not over 45 million, but it was not under 40 million. It was in between 40 and 45 million. But that's what I'm saying is
their investment was 30 million, apparently, investing over 30 million, or higher than their original 6.5 million budget, which is still significantly higher than that's wild.
And instead of backing out, they did it, dude. That's saying something. Like when they put that 25th anniversary concert for South Park on, and they were showing love to all the crew and stuff, and these are the things I want to see. Is I don't want to see the Real Housewives where these bitches that nobody cares about is bitching about shit nobody cares about. I want to see, hey, I have fuck you money, but instead of saying fuck you, I want other kids to have an experience that made me what I am today. I want other people to have this shit too, and I'm willing to spend $45 million of my own fuck you money to do that. Because why the hell no? What else am I gonna do? Zig Heil on Capitol Hill?
Yeah.
So it top to bottom, and it doesn't even seem. That's why I like this documentary too, because it doesn't seem like a jerk off piece. Like, oh, look what we did for the community. It doesn't seem like it's look what we went through to do this. This shit was up, and it was a process, but still. And then showing how much they cared about the actors and even the puppet show and stuff, and they can't. I don't know. It exuberates that these people. I have infinite money, but I don't give a shit. They're not wearing business suits and shit. He doesn't have Turkish hair plugs and shit. He's just walking and he's still talking like he's still doing the cowboy voices. Oh, come get my golden sitch and shit. Like, it's just, I don't know. I get such a great vibe from both of those guys. I saw this entire documentary as just, we may have up doing this, but we was glad to do it. I think is what the old.
Yeah, that's a thing with comedians and shit. Like, you know, they grow popular because they're relatable, right? And then it seems like at a certain point, they make so much money that they become unrelatable. But it's like the opposite with them. Like, they got, you know, I don't know how rich they are. I'm sure they're set for life or whatever. they're the same people. They still make relatable stories. They still have that mindset.
Integrity.
The money has not affected their brains at all, and it's really nice to see. Yeah, I guess just to go with some of the history, Casa Bonita was founded in 1968. They had like distinctive attractions, like the 30-foot waterfall where they have divers go off of it. The themed dining area, they have actors, and they said they were just like the shittiest actors back in the day, and they wanted to improve all that.
If I remember, I could be wrong about this, but I found it interesting that the original people that founded Casa Bonita, like right after they sold it, they had like instant regret and tried to fix it, and they couldn't. And then that's what started leading it to where it ended up.
What do you mean by that? Like,
okay, so the original people that founded Casa Bonita sold the rights to it, or they just sold off, I think. And then they had like seller's remorse, and they was like, can we back out of the deal? And then they couldn't, I think. Oh, man, I could be making that up, but so I guess the implication being that it may not have fallen into as big of disrepair as it did, but that deal was made in like the 70s or the early 80s, I think, then. So I don't know.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, we mentioned that it's appeared in the 2003 South Park episode, and we had to like look it up to see if it's actually
God damn, was
we're
that
not from
episode
Colorado.
in 2003 already? Holy.
Yep.
Would you want to go here as a trip? Would you?
Yeah, I
want
definitely would. If I was to go to Colorado, like I would definitely go there. But you would have to do it in advance because apparently.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's
Yeah,
like backed up for sure. But Penny and I actually talked about going to a concert at Red Rock. We were always talking about going on vacation somewhere. She didn't want to go.
Oh my God.
Because of visa issues, but talked about Colorado and checking that place out, and that would be awesome. And there's like a lot of beautiful places in Colorado too. Yeah.
Hell, I think there's a lot of stuff in the United States that she could definitely find interesting without having to leave. Yeah. But dude, Red Rocks, yeah, hell yeah.
She's like, why didn't we go to the South Park concert? I'm like, you fucking like South Park before that seeing this concert. But neat too, where they explore the personal connection with the people in Colorado with that Casa Bonita and the pressure that put them under. I want the shitty food. I want the food to be shitty. If it's not shitty, it's not Casa Bonita.
Yeah, like. Well, some people were like, I love going there, but the food was shitty. They would just say, the food sucked, but the place is like, everybody wants to go there. And then, like, I hope they don't change the shitty food. Like, the food sucked, but I don't want them to change it. I still want the divers to like risk electrocution and death when they dive into pool. Don't take America out of the pool, bro. Like, I want some risk. Like it wasn't like that, but still, I like when they went through the first changes and Trey was like, "Yeah, this sucks. This is dog shit. We gotta figure it out," because this was like a week before they were gonna open or whatever, and he was like, "This is not Casa Bonita," so they had to go back to the scratch or whatever. But and then, they cared. And that's something that there's no corporate bullshit behind that. I think that was to get who the f gonna make a documentary, dog. I make South Park. I'm worth all of it. I'm gonna make a documentary about my mistake of buying a restaurant that only certain people in a certain place care about. I'm gonna also just film that and let you watch it. You know what I mean? Even that in and of itself is humble to me. They could have made Team America too. No, we're going to make a documentary about Casa Bonita. if that makes any sense.
Yeah. What do you think of like them? Just the minor details of what they were putting into it, especially like Trey Parker. Like he had a vision for this. Remember, it was just. This wasn't like when I was a kid. It's got to have this. He's very specific about it. And then they had the opening night. He's just like wandering around, like looking at people.
He basically only specifically thought about it through a kid's eyes, if you really think about it. because that's what Casa Bonita is for the kids. Yeah, okay, you guys can sit over here right over here and have cocktails and shit. The entire rest of the 6,000 square foot space, or however big that restaurant is just caves and shit. You guys can go and have fun and watch a puppet show and do this and fun. That's what I'm saying. That's it. Yeah, like it was. He only basically looked at it through his eyes when he was a kid, what it did for him. And I think that was more his focus, was how other kids would react to it and have fun with it, but still have enough for the adults there to enjoy it.
Yeah, and I think that's probably why money hasn't affected their brains, because they still had that like childlike wonder in their minds. And
yeah,
it was like a very bittersweet ending too. Like with they had the grand opening, he sees all the kids enjoying themselves, just getting into it, but then he can't really enjoy it because he
he says, I can't be here because everyone won't leave me alone about South Park.
Yeah, that's a gut punch of an ending to me. But
at the same time, though, let's think about it this way. Let's say me and you were Matt and Trey. We're closing Saturday. We're gonna take me and you and the kids and Penny, and we're just gonna have our immediate family, and then, you know what I mean? We have money. We can pay the whole staff, and then there will just be 20 of us in Casa Bonita. We own Casa Bonita, bro. Do you know what I mean? So we can. Yeah. That's the way I see it, but I get what he's saying, because he doesn't have that kind of time because he's working all the time. That's probably where we would be at if we was Matt and Trey. You got to make 6 days to air, man. So
yeah, but yeah, I really like this documentary. What would you give it? If
4, easily a 4. Yeah,
I would. Yeah,
I can't give it a 5 just because that's not to say it sucked. Like, it just was, it may not have been like mega exciting, but it was interesting. That's what I mean. As far as Trey and Matt, let's make a vanity movie project about we're fun. They made Basketball. They made themselves look like idiots. They made Orgasmo. They made themselves look like idiots. But it's, we could make a buddy cop movie where we're or whatever, and then, or we could just talk about how we did this. I don't know. They just really seem super authentic to me, but at the same time, I almost would like to see. I don't know. I almost wish there was more to the documentary, I guess, is why I'm not giving it perfect 5 stars. I almost wish there was, like, we got a year after that they reopened. How's it doing a year after? Maybe just to have some more completion to it. But overall, I thought it was really good.
Yeah, I would probably like it a little bit more. I'd give it a 4.5. I loved it. Like, just the they think it's going to be like a $6 million project. It blows up into a $30 million project. Just seeing how up that place was, like,
bro, what they had to spend in just the HVAC was like $2 million or some shit.
Yeah,
we have to remove all the flex piping. It looks like, goddamn, I don't even know what that shit looks like. And they replaced all. Oh my god, dude! Just but they did it, man. That's what I mean. Just they could have backed out at any time, and they were like, "Nah, fuck that. We want this shit to be awesome," and they did it. And it was. I want to go there bad. I really want to go there, just to say I went to Casa Bonita. I would love to go to Colorado anyway, smoke some mountain weed, but also smoke some mountain weed and have some Casa Bonita with a chick that actually cares about cooking with a Mega Man tattoo with her own face on it. I think that's baller shit too. Maybe Matt and Trey will be there. No, they won't be there. But I don't care about that anyway. I just would like to see Casa Bonita. I would go there before they even owned it.
Yeah, and just seeing their, like, especially like Trey Parker's like childlike wonder of his vision for the new Casa Bonita, just them going the extra mile to get a cook, to go to Mexico to like experience Mexican cuisine, just giving back to the community. Really, that's what they were doing. It's not. It's how long is it going to take for it to make its money back? Probably a long time. And
Oh, if it stays popular, that's why I wondered. I was joking about it, but that's why I wondered, like, how much does it cost per person to just get in the place? And if there's a line around it, it must be worth it. So,
but yeah, I don't know. I like this way more than I was expecting, and yeah, I definitely recommend it. Highly recommend it. Probably would have made one of my top 10 movies of the year if I watched it last year. But
damn,
yeah,
that's high praise.
but
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell so you never miss an update. If you want to support the channel and get exclusive content, check out our Patreon in the link below.